to sign.
Motions to be born. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to test. So good to see you. I wish to extend a warm welcome to everyone present. The board, the superintendent, and I, we're pleased to have you. And we're here to celebrate student achievement. We have a special guest. We're here to honor you and the work that you're doing. And then collectively across the district, we're going to review some information tonight. We actually do have some policies in our consent agenda that we're working through as well. And these are all things related to the effective operation of the Polk County School District. So I would like to call the March 25th, 2025 regular school board meeting to order. Now, if we can all stand, I would have Bishop Mincy come forward. He's going to lead us in our invocation, and then if you can remain standing as well.
God, we pray. Kind Father, in Jesus' name, we're thankful for the gift of this wonderful day. This is the day you made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you, oh God, for this time that you have blessed this school board to meet again in this auditorium. Thank you for the chairman. Thank you for all of the board members, superintendent, and all of the staff at Polk County Public Schools. Thank you, oh God, for each and every one that have come here today to be a part of this meeting. I pray for Mr. Nolte, wherever he might be, and whatever he's going through, you know about it. We give it to you, and we ask for your strength and your power to bless his life. Thank you, oh God, for all that are here today and all that will be done and said. And we ask that whatever we do, whatever we say, will bring glory, honor, and praise to you. And we will continue to give you the thanks for all things. We ask it in the wonderful name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Bishop Mincy. Now, if Mr. Hernandez, if you want to come forward and lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Everybody, you can be seated now, except our guest. We are so thankful that you're here. I was talking to our superintendent just a moment ago, and he asked if you were nervous, and apparently you said, no, I'm a news reporter. I don't ever get nervous. I don't know if that was true or not. So we are so thankful that you're here. So first things first, if you can introduce yourself and anybody that you have as a guest with you tonight.
So, my name is Natalie Hernandez. I'm from Southwest Elementary, and my parents are here with me too. And I'm very proud of myself for this position.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so you're at Southwest Elementary.
Yes.
And do you have anybody from Southwest Elementary with you tonight?
Yes, there's my digital academy teacher, Mrs. Kerr, my principal, and Mrs. Selfridge.
All right, very good. If y'all could just please just stand for a moment so we can recognize all of you that are here as a guest tonight. Just stand and let's give them a round of applause tonight. Oh, you, the parents. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are so appreciative of you being here tonight. Thank you. All right, so we have some questions. We've read your bio. I mean, this thing is thick. You are so talented. You're involved in so many things. But maybe just talk a little bit about your hobbies, some things that you're interested in, before we ask all the hard questions.
Okay. So, as I'm 11 years old, and my favorite subject is science.
Wow.
And I'm very interested in astronomy. My dad is a math teacher, and also, and I have many cousins, and I don't know what to say.
No, that's amazing. I mean, you've given us so much. We can ask like all kinds of extra questions here. So tell us a little bit about your work with the Southwest Elementary Digital Academy.
So I'm an anchor and a news reporter. I'm working on editing, and I've done many segments since I've joined, like a shark how-to, a shark drawing how-to, and I've also done many solo announcer videos to give in competitions.
Amazing. So, I mean, thinking about your interest in science, you talked about astronomy.
Yes.
And then I'm thinking of editing. Like, is there anything mathematical about editing video?
No.
I don't know. I'm trying to, well, because you have a really nice balance of the arts and the sciences, which is so good together, which is pretty amazing. Okay, so I read something that, and you mentioned it, I believe, this piece that you've been working on, and it's like a how-to on drawing.
Yes.
Which I hear that, like, you like to draw too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With a pencil?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite pencil?
Not really. As
Okay.
long as it works.
All right. As long as it works. That's a great answer. Now, did you get a chance to, okay, so your work actually went somewhere, right? Outside the classroom, you working in that beautiful lab that you're working in, by the way, at Southwest Elementary is incredible. But the work, it went way beyond just that classroom. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
About the drawing?
Yeah, that piece, that segment that you were working on.
Oh, the drawing of the shark. So I had to bring the tripod into my home. I filmed everything, and then I drew at a very bad angle. But I don't really recommend it. It was pretty, but I'm still pretty nice with the results. I brought the footage in, and I edited it all by well, I did have help. I had help, of course.
Yeah.
But I did do most of it by myself.
Very good. Like, give us a glimpse. Like, what was the story? Like, when you pieced it all together in your editing platform, and you're editing with Adobe Premiere?
It's Final Cut Pro.
Oh, Final Cut Pro. Okay. Great. So you're working on Macs. I know I could ask a lot more questions here. But yeah, what's the story? What was the story?
So I decided to do a shark because of my love of sea creatures,
Yeah.
and I decided to make it coming out of the shark, out of the water, because doing the splashes would have and the shadows would be a very fun part, and that's also something that I'm very confident in. So I drew the teeth, I drew the shark, I tried to give it gills, and then I did a fish because it looked too odd with its mouth like that. So I gave it something to bite on so that it would make a bit more sense.
Love it. Okay, so we're not really phenomenal artists up here. So if we were to watch your how-to video, could we draw a shark?
Probably yes.
Yeah, I definitely see Miss Jen nodding over there. Okay, and this piece, it went to a film festival, right?
Yes, it went to Polk County Video Awards,
Yeah.
and it also went to Jim Harvin.
Wow, which is
Awards.
incredible. Did you get a chance to go when it screened?
In the screen?
Yeah, like when your film played at the film festival, were you there? Okay.
It's wait, has it happened yet?
Oh, it hasn't gone, so it's been selected. That's incredible. Well, congratulations. I mean, first of all, being accepted into a film festival is an honor. I mean, your work has been curated by judges. It's going to be shown to an audience, and there's going to be dialogue around your work. So congratulations to you on that. That's amazing. Okay, so, I mean, there's so many other things in your bio that we love. Maybe give us your future, your dreams, and, we can hear a little bit about your interests, but what are your dreams?
I would really love to be a pediatrician or an animal trainer of some kind. Not the puppy trainer. Maybe dolphin, tiger, lion, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't like the small things.
All right.
Parents are shaking their head.
That's awesome. It is so good. Okay, so we read that you were the anchor as well on the new show at Southwest Elementary
Yes.
Digital Media Academy. Is there like an opening line or something that you can recite that you've memorized in the very beginning or something? Just give us like a lead-in.
Yes, in the morning show, we normally say, "Howdy, Spurs! Welcome back to another great day of learning." And then with the other anchor, which is my partner, because we have groups, and we normally go with partners when we do the morning show. Then we'll present our names, the date. My partner will say the date in English. I will say it in Spanish, because of the variety of languages that we have in our school.
Oh, I love it, indeed. And I appreciate that in a big way. So we are so happy that you're here and you've joined us. We loved hearing about your academic background, your passions, and your interest. So if you could come to the center, we're going to get a picture with you and your family, if y'all could come forward. And as she's making way and her family's coming this way, if we can give her a round of applause, the work that she's doing in the classroom. So he can give some direction to you. He's the photographer there. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much for being with us today. And I'll just give a shout out to Southwest Elementary. They are doing some amazing things in the school district. One of our very first pre-digital media academies in the school district. So well done. So glad that y'all are here. All right, board members, we are going to now transition to the acceptance of the agenda. The first item is our agenda tonight is to accept it. Superintendent, are there any revisions to the agenda as printed?
Mr. Chair, members of the board, item G number 1, board items, board member travel for Mr. Keys was added. Item K number 4, Addison Four Corners Apartment Mitigation Agreement, item was removed. Item L number 2, administrative personnel actions, attachment was updated. That concludes any adjustments, sir.
Thank you, Superintendent. So at this time, the chair will entertain a motion to accept the agenda for the March 25th, 2025, with the noted revisions. Do I have a motion and a second?
Second.
All right, so I heard Mr. Keys made the motion and Ms. Wyatt seconded. Any discussion, board members? All right, so the motion on the floor is to accept the March 25th agenda as noted. All those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? And that motion carries. The next item up is new administrators. Superintendent Hyde, would you lead us through our next item?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, members of the board, members of the committee and staff, thank you for being here this evening. The first recognition goes out to Diana Rivera, Director for Software Development, who's being promoted to Senior Director of Software Development. I have a head shake. Okay. Next is Ms. Katie Taylor, Director for School Nutrition, being promoted to Senior Director for School Nutrition. Another head shake. Okay. Next is Laura Sawyer, Senior Manager for School Technology, being promoted to Director of Instructional Technology. It's all yours.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I said the red line. I'd like to thank you, Mr. Hyde, and members of the school board. It is truly an honor to be here. For 24 years, I've had the privilege of learning from amazing leaders here in Polk County Schools. I'd like to thank some of them. Dr. Flora Hare and Bryant Joyner of Union Academy taught me that students are always at the very center of the decisions we make. Tracy Collins at Lakeland High School taught me what it means to be a truly brilliant leader and how to grow people. Christy Devane and Kitty Sawyer taught me leadership with grace, compassion, and laughter. And Ann Pasco is currently teaching me what it means to have brave leadership. I also thank her for sticking with me, and I don't know if she's here, but thank you. I want to thank my team, Randy, Jennifer, Jen, Kirk, Jenny, Angie, and Patrick. You are among the very best of Polk County Schools, and it is a joy to work with you every day. And finally, to my family and my tribe, you are my treasure in my life. I am truly blessed. Thank you.
Congratulations. Please come forward. And your family and loved ones, please join. Congratulations again. Next, we have Alba Sostre, Senior Manager for Risk Management, being promoted to Director of Risk Management.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It is an honor to be here today. I would like to extend my gratitude to Superintendent Hyde, the Polk County School Board, and our CFO, Heather Jenkins, for the trust and confidence you have placed in me. I also wish to express my deepest appreciation to those who have been instrumental in my journey. To my mentor, Ms. Linda King. Thank you. Your guidance and wisdom has been invaluable. To my family, thank you so much for your support. And to my team, thank you for the dedication and hard work you demonstrate every single day. As I embark on this role, I am filled with excitement about the opportunities that lie ahead. I look forward to leveraging my skills and experiences to build upon the strong foundation that has been established. My aim is to lead with purpose and contribute to a culture of excellence. Together, I believe we can reach new heights, overcome challenges, and create a brighter future for our organization. Once again, thank you for this incredible opportunity, and I look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Family, friends, loved ones, please come forward. Linda, let them take one with her family, and then you can jump in. Next, we have Joanna Rizzo, Senior Manager for Behavioral and Mental Health, being promoted to Assistant Director for Behavior and Mental Health.
Good afternoon. I would like to thank you all for this opportunity to come in and speak with you all today, and to all of you for your support. I am truly dedicated to the mission of always putting students first, and I am so thankful for the opportunity to help students be their very best every day and to support our schools. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Love it.
How about one with just dad and his daughter? How about that? Or any other family member? You never know. Can somebody grab the camera? Okay, you're getting close. All right.
Very nice.
Congratulations. The last one will not be joining us this evening. It's an administrative transfer. Mr. Art Martinez, former principal at Lakeland High School, who's now a principal on assignment, is being transferred to be Director of Support Services, assisting Mr. Rob Davis.
All right.
That concludes administrative appointments for this evening.
Great. Thank you, Superintendent. The next item up is our special recognition. Superintendent, again, lead us through this special recognition.
It is my pleasure. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Travis Keys to please step down and assist us with tonight's recognition. And next, I'd like to welcome Jeanette Crowley, Director of Strategic Planning and Partnerships, to present the recognition of our Focused on Excellence winners.
Chair Dr. Allen, school board members, and Superintendent Hyde. It's my pleasure to be here with you again today as we continue highlighting the important contributions that all Polk County Public School employees make for our students through the Focus on Excellence Employee Recognition Campaign. This campaign honors staff members from different employee groups who might get overlooked among the hustle and bustle of keeping one of the nation's 26 largest school districts running efficiently. Each quarter, the program will recognize a select group of employees through the nomination and committee process. 12 employees are selected as winners and will receive prizes from our generous sponsors, as well as attend a special appreciation luncheon and be honored at a school board meeting. They will also be highlighted on the district's social media channels, website, and internal and external communications. Our employees are providing exceptional public service and make the model students first their mission. Now in our 5th year, we keep making positive additions to enhance the program. The most important benefit is bringing encouragement and appreciation to our employees and impacting their lives in a positive way. I want to share a winner testimonial from one of our previous winners with you on just the impact that receiving this recognition means to her. She said, "Thank you so much for making the Focus on Excellence Award a wonderful experience. You and your team went above and beyond to make me and everyone feel honored and appreciated. The luncheon, the pictures, the gifts, the posts on social media, and congratulations email, the custom polo, the school board recognition, plus so much more." She appreciates PCPS and all the sponsors for their generosity and time and gifts. She also appreciates others joining in on her recognition as well. So speaking of our sponsors, we could not do this program without them, and we are so blessed here in Polk County to have so many great sponsors that support the work of Polk County Public Schools, so I would like to give them a quick shout out. IDX, formerly Image Depot Express, Mid-Florida Credit Union, Public Supermarkets, Inc., Sign Gypsies, Chick-fil-A, A.D. Morgan, Central Florida Development Council, CPS Investment Advisors, Connect Ed Polk, formerly Lakeland Leads, Dixie Southern Industrial, Inc., Orlando Health, and the Club at Eaglebrook. Thank you to these business partners who constantly support the work of our school district and who have graciously come alongside us making this campaign successful. Due to their financial support, We can give every PCPS employee who is nominated through this program a special gift as well. All right, let's get to know our winners more. And we're going to learn about why they love working for Polk County Public Schools. So each of them has a story, and each of them shares with me the impact that the school district and the work that they do for our students. So our first winner, when I call your name, please come forward. If you have anybody with you, you're welcome to bring them with you as well. So our first winner is Misty Bainan, a reading teacher at Fort Meade Middle Senior High. So come on, Misty, yay! All right, I'm gonna have you stand right here while I read about you before we get a picture, okay? What Misty loves most about her job is the satisfaction is seeing her students put in the hard work to achieve a goal and then being able to celebrate their achievements with them. She is their biggest cheerleader. Thank you so much, and you have some cheerleaders right here in the crowd with us too, so we appreciate what you do. Let's have your family come up.
Following each announcement and recognition, please, family and friends, please come down and join us for a photo.
Lauren Yuri. Lauren is a science teacher at Dundee Elementary Academy. What Lauren loves most about her job is the love for agriculture that she's able to instill in her students. Agriculture plays a vital role in our everyday lives, but all too often it gets overlooked. She has watched her students' desire to learn blossom this year in her classroom. She is so thankful to work in a county who understands and values the importance of teaching youth about agriculture. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Our next winner within our teacher group is Jessica Casey, is a kindergarten teacher at Sleepy Hill Elementary. Jessica says as a kindergarten teacher, she loves making her students' first school experience fun and engaging. She loves when they realize they are more capable than they imagined. She wants to give them all the confidence to dream big dreams and try hard things. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Tanya Ramirez. Tanya is a teacher at Citrus Ridge, a civics academy. Tanya said the best part about teaching in Polk County Public Schools is the connections she makes with her students. She is fortunate to share in their successes and achievements in the classroom and beyond, and she loves celebrating their growth and accomplishments. Congratulations.
Smart man. Great job.
Brittany Keller. Brittany is a 5th grade teacher at Lake Alfred Elementary. Brittany says she loves igniting excitement about learning and teaching in her students and coworkers by making learning fun and getting to be their cheerleader as they grow and overcome their goals. She loves getting to form a real class family each year to love, learn with, and laugh with, and she loves when she hears from her past students about how they are advancing on their journeys and what they remember from her class. She loves how every day is a new learning adventure for herself and students, in which she gets to serve the Lord and see His goodness as she has the privilege of positively pouring all she can into their lives every day, academically, emotionally, socially, physically, mentally, and etc. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Trey Stokes. Yay, thank you. All right. Trey is a teacher with career technical and adult education programs. Specifically, he teaches in our Polk County jails. Trey says he loves making a difference with students who are trying to better their lives as adults. He also loves collaborating with the career technical and adult education staff and how they move to make everything about his job operate smoothly. Lastly, he loves working in conjunction with the staff of the Polk County Sheriff's Office as they also move diligently each day in making his teaching position an effective one while on their campus. Congratulations. Yeah. Mary Deal. Mary is a kindergarten teacher at Alturas Elementary. She is absolutely blessed that she can teach her kindergartners how to read and lay a strong foundation for their future. She's always felt that kindergarten is a miracle year. They learn so much. Thank you for what you do. Mm-hmm. Twins. I'm a twin. I love twins.
Too much.
All right. Haley King, 3rd grade teacher at Chain of Lakes. Woo-woo! Haley said the best part about teaching 3rd grade is being able to witness the aha moments and help to shape their academic foundations. She finds it rewarding to be part of a school and district that values education and strives to meet the needs of all students. Congratulations. Simone Lamera Bonadiaz. Simone is a visual arts teacher at Rochelle School of the Arts. Hi. She said, what a great surprise. She is honored to be selected among so many amazing Polk County educators. She is passionate about proving that every child can succeed when given access to a quality education. Working for Polk County Public Schools is a journey of growth where her students inspire her and they evolve together. Congratulations.
Look at that smile. What a great smile. Very cute.
Courtney Upton. Is Upton with us? Awesome. Courtney said the best part about working for Polk County Public Schools is helping her students feel loved and helping them grow, personally and academically. She cherishes the opportunity to build a space where students feel comfortable, safe, and empowered to explore and grow. She loves celebrating her students' successes, of all sizes, even if it means a pie in the face. All right.
She's adorable. They got their hands full. She is too much.
Denise Williams. Denise is an ESE inclusion teacher at Sykes Elementary. The thing she loves most about her job is that every day she can help equip her students with the building blocks they need to learn and to be successful citizens. She loves working for some of the best principals and assistant principals in Polk County. They help her be the best she can at her job daily. Congratulations.
Good job.
Gabrielle Roman. Gabrielle is a fifth grade teacher at Spessard L. Holland Elementary. What Gabrielle loves most about her job is the opportunity to inspire and shape young minds, helping her students discover their strengths and potential. Teaching in Polk County has given her a supportive community of educators who are passionate about making a difference. Every day, she sees the impact we have, not just in academics, but in the confidence and curiosity we nurture in our students. Congratulations.
Good job.
If we could have each of our winners come back up here so we could just do one group picture with Mr. Key's school board behind us. I want to just say, huge congratulations to each of you. It's a big deal to get the Focus on Excellence Award, and so it's been a pleasure highlighting you.
Probably take a Want to step up on the ledge. Yeah. There you go. That way nobody has to duck. Make sure everybody has a window.
I just want to say congratulations again to our winners. You're certainly deserving of this honor. Soon we'll be spotlighting you on our social media channels as we continue to put the focus on you. I empower each of you to continue being the amazing leaders you are and pay it forward by nominating another Polk County Public School employee during the year. The nomination for our fourth and last group for the 2024 through 2025 year is April 7th through April 20th. During this time, we will be accepting nominations for employees within the positions of custodial, maintenance, warehouse, and professional technical. For our audience and those watching online, please visit polkschoolsfl.com/excellence. And I'll leave everyone with this quote: "A person who feels appreciated will always do more than what is expected." This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Not necessarily. So Ms. Crowley cannot leave yet. Couple things. Those of you who saw her get all excited because there was another twin in the room, if you have not, and I had the pleasure of meeting her twin for the first time just before spring break, the fact that the Lord made more than one person with this level of energy, she and her sister are exactly the same. Every mannerism, their speech pattern, I couldn't stop laughing. But I tell you, it's amazing. Jeanette pours her heart and soul into this program. She was challenged to expand it years ago. She did it with grace and a willingness that we've never seen before. I've seldom seen before, so I'm very appreciative of that. And I'll wrap this up by saying what she doesn't also acknowledge today was I got to be present this morning when she received her 10-year service pin for being with Polk County Public Schools. So Jeanette, again, publicly, thank you for all that you do.
Ms. Crowley, thank you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to serve. It is such a pleasure to serve Polk County Public Schools in our community. We have great leadership, and we have such a great community. I mean, so many generous people here that want to help support our kids and our families and our students, and, so it's a pleasure to serve. So thank you all.
Thank you. Great job,
Thank
Jeanette.
you, thank you. Yeah.
That concludes special recognitions this evening, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Superintendent. It was great to hear the giggles in the audience and those little baby noises as well. It was great. So again, thanks to everyone that joined us this evening and took time out of their schedule to be with us. Moving down the agenda at this point, we have public comments for items on the agenda to be voted upon as adopted at the start of this meeting. So before we begin, I'll just set up the parameters as noted within our policy statements. So I'd like to welcome everyone that's here with us today and go over these public comment opportunities for the evening. Typically in a meeting, we have 3 opportunities for public comment, which is unusual actually comparative to other boards across the state. So the first one is on agenda items, and then when we have public hearing, you have an opportunity to speak then. And then we also have an opportunity to speak on non-agenda items at the very end of the meeting. So to register to speak, community members must fill out that speaker card in the lobby prior to the meeting. All speakers will be given 3 minutes. The light will turn yellow when you have 1 minute left, and then you'll hear that beep when your time is concluded. All comments should be directed to myself at this time as the board chair. And as a reminder, public comments are an opportunity for us to collectively hear your thoughts and comments. This is not a question and answer time at this point. However, our staff is here ready to respond to any high need areas. If you're seeking additional information, I encourage you to contact any of us. We're definitely accessible via email, or all of our contact information will be on the website as well, and we would love to have that deeper conversation. The first person I'd like to call up would be Stephanie Yoakum. You'll have those 3 minutes to speak, and then on deck would be Bobby Dees, and you can come over to the red line and be ready as well. Ms. Yoakum, You are recognized.
Stephanie Yoakum, President of the Polk Education Association. I have some of our bargaining team with us here tonight, as tonight you are voting on our contracts. And many on this board were integral behind the scenes to get us to this point where Polk educators will realize historic raises and fantastic wins like 300 more minutes of self-directed plan time. Secretaries will now receive supplements for higher education credits, and everyone will start receiving a 30-minute consecutive lunch at least in the 26-27 school year. As this contract is being ratified tonight, we are also already looking ahead to full book negotiations in the fall. This board must be willing to seriously address the critical staffing shortages by prioritizing their budget in a way that allocates money for staff raises first. This board must vote to put a millage referendum on the 2026 general election ballot so that we have locally controlled money, since the state refuses to fund public education appropriately. This board must be willing to address class size and caseload ratios so our students have the best learning environments and receive services that meet their needs. The quality and future of public education in Polk County will be on the table in the next election or the next negotiation cycle. And this board must be ready to stand up for all students and the staff who serve kids every day. Students deserve a world-class education, and every employee who delivers this world-class education deserves to live with dignity and respect, where one job should be enough, especially when their job is the most important career one can occupy. To every teacher, clinician, paraeducator, and secretary in Polk County, while this board plays a part, you are all equally accountable to making the quality and future of public education in Polk County a bright one. Your engagement and efforts during this negotiation cycle was the game changer. Let's continue building the power necessary to hold this district and board to industry standards that we set, and that only happens through your constitutional right to collectively bargain through your union. Join today, become active and engaged in your union so we can fight for a better life through our union and with our district. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Yoakum. Up next would be Bobby Dees, and on deck would be Glenda White. Mr. Dees, you are recognized.
Hi, I'm Bobby Dees from Winter Haven, speaking on Action Agenda S, Subject 1, PEA Collective Bargaining Agreement 2425. Basically, the Polk Education Association is seeking approval by the board to revise contract language and increase salaries and benefits for teachers, paraeducators, and clerical personnel totaling $26,482,303. I think teachers deserve a raise and praise for the good job they are doing, especially considering what they have to work with. They are trying to prepare our kids for life and have the knowledge to be a productive member of society. It's a tough job because the way I understand it, teachers have to use the curriculum approved by the state. Counties are given a choice and they don't always make the best choices. Judging by the way Polk schools are failing our kids, this modern style curriculum is not effective. Our kids are not graduating with the life skills needed to live, work, and function in society. Our kids can't read, write, or do simple math. For example, making change for $1. The old style curriculum was much better. It covered your basic academics, in-depth civics and history, and provided critical thinking skills, and it contained no socialist agendas or DEI. It's also tough on teachers when there is a lack of discipline and no consequences for bad actors in an already crowded classroom and campus that has a negative impact on the teacher's ability to teach effectively. Because public schools are failing to educate our children properly, school choice is on the rise. More parents are turning to private or micro schools, which are popping up at many churches, are homeschooling to ensure a better education for their children. Parents that need financial assistance should Google scholarships for school choice. For example, Hope Scholarship. This state-sponsored voucher allows students in public K through 12 schools to transfer to a private school if they are experiencing bullying, harassment, hazing, kidnapping, robbery, or other incidents. There are other school choice options available to students through the state of Florida. There's also information about school vouchers up to $8,000 a year for private schools that accept vouchers.
Thank you, Mr. Dees. We have Ms. White. You are recognized.
Good afternoon. My name is Glenda White, resident of Winter Haven. I'm here to address the PEA Collective Bargaining Agreement Executive Summary, a 98-page behemoth that would likely take the average citizen several weeks to read and properly comprehend, yet we're given 7 days to review and ask our questions. The financial impact of $26 million, if distributed equitably, would amount to about $250 per month raise per teacher, parateacher, and clerical persons, about 9,144 persons. From what I've read of the executive summary, that will not be the case. In my opinion, teachers should be some of the highest paid people in our society if they're effective. The Polk school budget of $2.5 billion amounts to $21,000 spent per student. The Polk school website doesn't discuss budget or amount spent directly on students that I found. Nothing regarding numbers of Polk school employees, actual instructors, admin, or other employees. A quick internet search states the average Florida school voucher amounts to about $7,700. Not fair when compared to $21,000 spent per kid in public schools, especially given the fact that Polk schools remain rated at 57th out of 60 counties in Florida for student performance. Polk schools are celebrating the fact that we've reached 80% in graduation rate. Okay, what is their reading grade level at graduation? Do they have basic knowledge of the Constitution? Can they find America on a map? Create and manage a household budget? Balance a checkbook? We're never given outcomes. 20% of our kids will not graduate. Is this really something to celebrate? We must examine why it's costing $21,000 to educate a kid in Polk schools, and we still get dismal results. 15 kids in a classroom of a school choice teacher at $7,700 per kid could result in a salary of $75,000 per year for the teacher, while the remaining amount, $40,500, would go to other expenses. If there were 60 kids in an entire school like this, each teacher could be paid $75,000 a year, while $500,000 would go to other expenses. Do the math from there. School choice is the answer to this problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. White. Board members, now we need to approve 4 sets of minutes. Rather, 3 sets of minutes. The first sets of minutes is for the February 24th, 2005 special work session board retreat meeting. The chair will entertain a motion to accept the February 24th special work session board retreat meeting minutes as written. Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
All right, so Mr. Keys made the motion and Ms. Fields seconded. I'd like to call for a vote at this point. If you have any discussion, let me know. Give you a moment. All right, so I'll call for a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries. The second set of minutes is for the February 25th, 2025 school board meeting. The chair will entertain a motion to accept those meeting minutes as written. Do I have a motion and a second? Ms. Miller made the motion and Mr. Keys seconded. Any discussion?
Ms. Fields.
What did I say?
Ms. Miller.
Oh, boy. Whoa, see, you're missed, Ms. Miller. Ms. Fields made the motion and Mr. Keys seconded. At this point, I'd like to call for a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries. The third set of minutes is for the February 25th, 2025 work session meeting. So the chair will entertain a motion to accept those meeting minutes as written. Do I have a motion and a second?
Second.
Ms. Fields made the motion and Ms. Wyatt seconded. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, I would like to call for a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries. The next item is the approval of today's consent agenda. The chair will now entertain a motion to accept the March 25th, 2025 consent agenda as printed. Do I have a motion and a second?
Second.
All right, so I heard Ms. Fields strike the motion or make the motion, and Mr. Keys seconded. Any discussion on our consent agenda? Mr. Sharpless, you are recognized.
Yes, I mentioned this in work session earlier today, and so I have a couple questions on consent agenda item R1. So if the appropriate staff could come forward to answer the questions.
Ms. Bennett and Ms. Webster, please come forward.
Thank you. The grant, first one, who's the target population for the grant?
Target population is adult students with disabilities, with intellectual disabilities.
And so these are not current students, correct?
No, they're
Okay.
students who have completed their high school requirements.
Perfect, okay. And then, is there a goal for the number of students for this grant?
The grant was written with a goal of 10 students in mind, and we're taking a tiered approach. So we're going to start with, maybe 2 or 3, and then we're going to add a couple, and then we're going to add a couple. So it is a 3-year grant, so it is over a period of 3 years that we're going to build up to that.
All right, that's all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for being with us tonight. Any other discussion, board members, on the consent agenda? Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Now I'd like to call for a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries. Moving down our agenda, we have the action agenda tonight. And our first item on the agenda is S1. It's entitled Executive Summary, PEA Collective Bargaining Settlement. So the suggested action is to approve the PEA Collective Bargaining Settlement for 24-25 school year. The chair will accept the motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Wyatt made the motion and Mr. Sharpless seconded. Any discussion, board members? Is that a carryover?
It was a carryover, but I would like to speak, so I'll be at the end.
Okay. So Superintendent,
Sir, Mr. Chair, members of the board, you were provided the information you requested earlier. The average salary with the additional revenue that was brought to the table to finalize our agreement brings the average increase to 4.9%. That was the information you requested earlier. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Superintendent. Ms. Fields, you're recognized.
Thank you, and I want to thank the superintendent for getting the additional information. That's very important to me. We had a lot of discussion. We've had a lot of conversation about the need to do better with our employees, and I want to commend the staff and the superintendent for going back and back and back and back and coming back with what they felt like was doable. And I want to say that one of the things that I had said when we were having discussion, and I thank Superintendent Hyde for bringing something today to show that with these salary increases, it will impact some of our programs, and we're going to have to be prepared for that. So I just wanted to publicly say that's one of the reasons why, among many other reasons why I am comfortable voting in favor of the salary increase, because we know that all of our employees deserve more than what we were able to pay. And there are some things that we've been discussing, and I'm excited about the conversation that we had today during work session. Mr. Murphy and Mr. Crawford working real hard to give us a very detailed summarization of what a millage reform would look like. So I'm feeling real comfortable at this point in time, so I will be voting in support of this.
Thank you, Ms. Fields. Ms. White, you're recognized.
Thank you. I'm excited to vote to support this, but I want to give a huge shout out to especially Superintendent Hyde and our finance team who continued to go back to the table after and find more and more dollars, looking at programs that maybe it's time to sunset and some other opportunities. So I'm excited that we're able to offer the highest raise since I've been on the board, so for at least 8-9 years now. But I'm excited to vote to support this tonight.
Thank you, Ms. White. Mr. Sharpless, you are now recognized. Thanks for your patience.
All good. I just first want to say that I'm going to echo the sentiments of some of the other board members. We can't pay our employees what they deserve. I just want to first say that. We're doing our best as a board. I feel those that are watching this at home and those here present know where our board's heart is, know that we want to offer our employees as much as we can, being fiscally responsible. This is historic. It's not enough, but it's historic, and I think we need to celebrate that. And we also understand we have to tighten our belts a little bit too, and make cuts where we have to. I will also echo the sentiments of Board Member Fields. I was very happy with the discussion earlier today as well in our work session. And we're going to have to show, part of that discussion was we're going to have to show how we're using public dollars efficiently. And we are, but it's time to show that to the public and to show them that we're doing what we can to provide for those that are closest to our students in the trenches every day, doing the work that that is so needed. If we prioritize and say student first, then we need to show that in our budgeting and in our basically put our money where our mouth is. And so I'm wholeheartedly support this agenda item, and I look forward to our teachers and our other employees that are represented by PEA getting a historic raise. And that'll be it.
Thank you, Mr. Sharpless. And Mr. Keys, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair Allen. I will tell you that, coming onto the board, kind of, in the middle of this was happening was an eye-opener. But I am pleased that we gave it a lot of effort and diligent thought. And I will say that, there's nothing more important than the education and safety of our young children. And our educators are on the front line of that. They are there in the classroom every day and make it happen. So digging into what we're allocated for in funding and finding the necessary ways to make room to offer more to our teachers is such a hard task to do, but it's necessary. And I'm glad that we were able to do that. And as we spoke about early in work session, and Ms. Field said it, we're going to have to make some hard decisions coming up because we've just chipped, kind of the tip of the iceberg, and our teachers deserve this. And I think it's, this was probably overdue, but we do have to be fiscally responsible and with the allocated monies that we have. But excited that we're able to come to an agreement. Kudos to the superintendent and his team and everybody that was involved. But we've got some work to do, and I'm pleased to say, as everybody on this board, it seems like we all have that interest in it, and it's a pleasure to work with everybody and to hear their opinions and the effort everybody has given to move forward. So this is an awesome thing. I'm fully in support of it.
Thank you, Mr. Keys. And I'll just give a couple thoughts here and then let the superintendent give a nice conclusion and wrap to this as well. We made it to the finish line, and this is a great thing for our staff and our teachers and the work that they do. We want you to feel honored, and from my perspective, it was a marathon. I wish it was a 5K, and we could have got this thing done earlier. I don't feel comfortable leaving the money in our wallet when it should be in our teachers' wallets. And I think Superintendent Hyde has heard that. I think there's I think in our negotiations in the future, when that teacher salary allocation is released in July, that needs to go right to our teachers, and then we can bargain from there. But waiting and holding on to that money is not a good thing for taxpayers to see that. That money is there. The taxpayers have allocated it. Let's get it into the pockets of our teachers. I think that's extremely important because we're a year. out, so it's definitely been a marathon, but we've got to the finish line, and I think that is critical. I think looking back, we were one of the first districts, especially in the coalition, to get to that 47.5. We celebrated that. Now we've addressed compression, but I think we're now behind again, right? We're behind again as it relates to that first-year teacher pay. We are the lowest starting salary in the coalition. So hopefully we will make that adjustment next year, and I think that's important, especially if we're going to address the shortage. So I'm happy that we made it, and let's hurry up and get this in the wallets of our teachers. Superintendent?
Board members, thank you. Board members, thank you for the comments. Staff, truly work very hard and diligently to help address these issues and try and move them expeditiously to the extent we can. But I need to also extend a thank you to PEA. They're partners with us in this. We may not always agree, but we find a way to make it happen. This was a little bit more protracted than any of us kind of anticipated, but it was a little more complicated this year. There's numerous factors at play right now. Again, historically, I said it earlier during the workshop, over 4 years, we've given great raises. We really have. And we've moved as aggressively as the school district can to move the base salary to the state's required level so that all additional dollars could be used to address compression. I think we satisfied that this year. There's still a little bit of work with one of the groups within PEA, but for teachers, by and large, we've done a great job moving that. The real issue, though, that many of our teachers and others will continue to struggle with is just the economy. Housing costs, inflation are outpacing our ability to adequately generate revenue in our current revenue model to address these needs. I will be sharing with you a link called the ALICE link, and what it does is while there's a national standard for poverty level, right, for a minimum threshold that's established across the nation, it does not take into consideration local factors. ALICE does. ALICE looks at the cost of housing in Florida. ALICE looks at those states, and it looks at it regionally, it looks at it at the county level. So I sent a quick snapshot to Dr. Allen, because he and I were talking about this a little bit earlier, because it's important to note that while the federal level is in the $20,000 mark area, for Florida, it's $50,000. And so we have to be really, really intentional on how we do things. And so I was very proud of the board for remaining as flexible as they did, allowing us the opportunities within the operating parameters that were established to do some things. I've provided you with some information so that we're not deficit spending moving forward and that we operate fiscally responsibly. But in addition to that, I was very pleased with some of the other conversations that stimulated as part of this as far as other benefits that we may be able to look at for our employees. So those are exciting conversations. I look forward to having that conversation with PEA in the near future. I want to thank each of you for pushing those issues. And right now we're looking at what are affordable housing options that we could explore for staff. And those conversations are very, very initial. But is there an opportunity for us to explore those with partnerships within the local community? That doesn't mean the district has to assume costs associated with that, but there may be partners who are willing to come in and do some things. And there are partners who have approached me based off my interest to have this conversation. So that's exciting. We do have some properties that we might be able to flex to do some of those things, but all of this will come before you. I don't want to put the cart before the horse and say too much. I admitted to doing that earlier with the paras. But I think we continue to thrive. I think we continue to strive for excellence. I think we continue to demonstrate to our staff our sincere commitment to all that they do. And I appreciate each of you who commented today. There's never going to be enough money. There never will. This is the world's best profession. It's one of the world's oldest professions, and it's the extension of our families. They trust us. They value what we do. Almost 119,000 plus students are served every day in Polk County, whether it's in a public school, a traditional setting, and elsewhere. And at times, unfortunately, some of our data is misrepresented. We don't have an 80% graduation rate, as you well know. We're at 82%. If you eliminate charter schools from that calculation, we're at 88% graduation rate. Our teachers are doing a fine job, and I would rebuff anyone who says that we graduate kids who are illiterate and can't function within society. And that's one of our primary goals. If you recall, for those of you who were on the board when I first arrived, we went through that strategic planning process, and we asked the community what you wanted to see in a graduate. That's where we started. Tell us what you expect. When that kid walks across stage, when we hand a piece of paper, what does it mean? What should it mean? What skills and attributes should that child have? And they did that, and they gave us their feedback, and we worked backwards from there. And I think we're achieving that each and every day. So I want to say thank you to PEA and their leadership. Again, tough conversations. These are tough decisions that have to be made, but I think we, through it, in the end, I think everyone benefited. We're all lauding, something that we've never been able to do before. But it's another step in the right direction. So thank you for all your continued support. And again, hopefully I gave you some information tonight that's going to help you really feel good about where we are. And we look forward to this year's budgeting cycle. There should be an increase, but the only question mark out there is federal revenue, which comprises about 18% of our overall budget. So it'll be interesting to see what, if any, impact there may be there. But we'll keep you and staff apprised of that. We're going to be putting out some memos now to staff to keep them abreast of the things that I'm becoming aware of, so that they don't have to worry or have any fear or concern going into a new school year or an end of a school year as far as the what-if scenarios that may play out. Because, in the absence of information, people will fill that void, sometimes with misinformation, and we don't want that. So thank you for your support. Thank you to PEA, and thank you to my staff who did an absolute amazing job throughout this process. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. Thank you, Superintendent Hyde. Thank you for the work that you've done on this as well. And your passion is clear and evident, and your vision is still just as strong. So thank you. Thank you for being our superintendent. All right, I'd like to call for a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. Yes. All right. Before I say the motion carries, Ms. Fields, you are
Thank you.
recognized.
I wanted to go back to what Superintendent Hyde said, and it troubles me when folks come to meetings and make out like our staff aren't doing a thing and our kids are not learning a thing. That is not true. And it's like putting everybody in the same pot. We are not in the same pot. And so I'm happy that Superintendent Hyde made his comments concerning the graduation rate, but we're doing better in many areas. Do we have work to do? Surely we do. But it is very concerning, especially as hard as our staff work each and every day, for someone to come and say that our kids are not learning. That's just not true. And I know that for a fact with my work at Girls Inc. I see what the girls are learning. I see the academic gains that they're making. And not just Girls Inc. girls, but just students in general. So I think we need to make sure that we are affirming our employees, supporting them as we are, and praising our own pun. And when folks come with, I call it foolishness, that we don't accept it, and we let them know that what they're saying is not what we see, what we know in black and white. So I could not let this meeting go without saying that, because it's just not fair. Not fair for the folks that work each and every day, hard, starting early in the morning, going late in the evening, working at home, working on over the weekends, and our kids working hard. That's why they had a spring break. They needed a break because they're working hard academically, and even mentally they're working hard. So I'll be quiet.
Thank you, Ms. Fields. Ms. Wyatt?
Thank you. And Superintendent Hyde, I know we've talked about this previously, but the timeline for seeing these raises in paychecks? June 30th? Correct. Okay. I just wanted to make sure it was on the record this evening.
Well, and I should clarify a bit. I think there was some conversation about how to process those raises from a programming perspective. There were two options available to us. One would allow us to potentially to expedite that timeline. I'm hoping that that's the one we agreed to. I'm looking, I don't see my staff here. I don't know. So I'm going to trust Ms. Yoakum on this one. Oh, there's Ms. Pasco. Oh. The problem for us is SAP and everything that we're going. No, Ms. Pasco, Ms. Pasco is going to give you 45 minutes of SAP upgrade. I love her, so I can tease her like an older brother.
I'm glad that's on the record now.
But that's kind of where we found ourselves, the timeline at this point, but we are processing the information as quickly as we can. And there's one way to programmatically address this that was faster than the other, and we can always make the more detailed corrections later. So I'll turn it over to Ms. Pasco.
To your point, Ms. Wyatt, I'll say this publicly because it was stated, Ms. Yoakum, at negotiations, and I think it's important that everyone, including all of our stakeholders, know. So the down and dirty of the process to do raises is actually a 3-system process. There are 3 systems within SAP. There's a development system, and that's where you actually configure and code all the raises. That system has 37 steps that you go through, including putting in the raises, running the raises, testing them, and making sure all the tax calculations, everything goes in. Remember that when we do anything, we retro back to the beginning of the school year. So it's got to go through and it's got to process every single action that occurred to an employee. And it's got to do those calculations financially. Then we take that and we do something that's called a transport. This is common SAP language. And we transport all of that configuration over to our quality assurance, which is exactly what it means, quality assurance. Let's make sure it's working right. And we redo the entire process again. And then once we're ready, we then pull that over into our production system. And we redo the entire process again. This involves HR. It involves manual work, which is part of the SAP upgrade to remove as much manual as possible. It involves payroll processing to do it. It involves IT from a BA, business and analyst perspective, and a programming perspective. You also have to time that, because as much as we say, okay, we would like something to be in, let's say by the end of the month. We would like something to be in a paycheck by the end of the month. When we have monthly employees and semi-monthly employees, that actually may mean that needs to be done by the 8th of the month, because then we have to have all that time to process things. So I just want some clarity on that. And yes, what we want to do, what we need to do, what we must do for the best of our employees, the best of our system, the best of everyone, is that to make sure that is processed before the end of a fiscal year. And the end of the fiscal year is June 30th. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're with, that's what we're working on, and that's what we're trying to, that's what we will make sure happens.
Thank you.
Mr. Hyde, was that, might have been under 45 minutes, maybe.
That was good.
Just a little bit. Okay. Does that help? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pasco. And I will now state that the motion carries. All right. We are now moving down to Superintendent's report.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, the next work session will be held on April 8th, 2025. The work session will begin at 9 a.m. This meeting will be held at the district office located at 1915 South Floral Avenue in Bartow. And I want to say thank you to the board. And I want to say welcome back to all of our staff and students. It's nice to get back into the rhythm as we look at the next 9 weeks, or actually, as of tomorrow, we're halfway through week 9. With the countdown. I've seen the countdown on social media. Some of our staff have said we have 9 Mondays left, that kind of thing. If you have a senior in the district, it's 6 Mondays left because of final exam schedules and everything else. But I'll be the proud dad of a graduate this year, so I trust Polk County Public Schools. So thank you very much, and appreciate all of your continued support. Thank you, board members.
Thank you, Superintendent. And I would just say thanks to Mr. Murphy for being present with us tonight. I don't think you have a report for us. And then moving down to our auditor's report, she does not have a report for us, Ms. Matthews. However, I did want to note that since our last meeting, you've received meeting minutes from the March 11th Audit and Finance Committee meeting, the Mulberry Middle School and Albert Elementary payroll audits. So those have been in your email. Feel free, if you have any questions, to take those to Ms. Matthews. Next, we come to the part of the evening where we hear from you in your board member report. So I will start with District 2 and work my way up in numbers. Is that that's okay? Mr. Keys, you would be recognized now.
Thank you, Chair Allen. Wow. We've been busy and we're constantly busy. So had a great time going to Bella for their ribbon cutting of their expansion. Mr. McDougall runs a beautiful campus, and to see us increase density on property that we already have to fulfill a need just warms my heart. So it was a pleasure to go to that. Followed up with Polk County Days. I joke, I've been doing that for about 6 years now, and you go up to Tallahassee to see all the same people that you see here. But what a helpful exercise to go and visit and speak with your legislators and get the opportunity to sit in front of them and let them know what's important to you in your area and the areas you serve. Very productive there. And then back up to Tallahassee again for Florida School Board Association to do new School Board Member Academy 2.0, and just the amount of information we get is fantastic. A lot to digest, but very helpful. And then meet with our legislators again. And I will say that, you know, government sometimes gets the I guess reputation of being slow, but to see some of our legislators you bring up, and I will call out Representative Kennedy. We had an issue we wanted to address, and she immediately got on her phone and started texting other legislators asking what we could do to move this forward. And my jaw dropped. I had never seen efficiency like that and attention to a need. So kudos to her for helping out with that. Then was able to rush back from Tallahassee for something I'll try not to get emotional on, is the memorial service celebration of life for Mr. Kevin Kiddo, who was had run for school board at some point, but was a supporter of education in our area. Him and his family, and they do so much behind the scenes and never look for any recognition. So what a great man and a legacy he left, and look forward to his son Alan and his wife Jill to continue to support education efforts in our area. And that was it was a special time. And then I'll follow up with a little bit of bragging. We had the Susan Copeland Memorial Clay Shoot there with Polk Education Foundation, and the district did enter 2 teams into the competition, the Polk County Public Schools Sharpshooters and the Polk County Public Schools Misfires. That's why I was going to let you say it, Superintendent Hyde. And I would love to, you know, thank you to Steve and to Dave and to Jody and who were on the Sharpshooters team along with myself, because I am very happy to announce that we did live up to our name of the Sharpshooters and beat the Misfires. It was a commanding lead. He says, was that a peace symbol?
Plays.
The number is not important here, but I will say this is thank you to Pete Glotko and what he did. That if you get a chance to go on social media and look at that, the time before last year was a shoot at night with spotlights, but this year they shut off the lights and installed black lights. So the sporting clays were glow in the dark, and what an awesome event and a fun time. But let's keep in mind that was Susan's, that was her baby, and she had envisioned doing that, and what an awesome event to raise money for something that's so important. And so thank you to PEF and Tracy and her team, excellent event. Thank you to Mr. Glotko for allowing us to use that facility, and all those who participated. What an awesome event, and I look forward to it now every year, where the Sharpshooters will come back again and be victorious. That's all I have.
Very nice. Thank you, Mr. Keys. And moving to Ms. Wyatt, you're recognized.
Thank you. I have a couple that Mr. Keys didn't already cover, because apparently when you let him go first, he steals all the good stuff. But I had the opportunity just before spring break to talk to Polk Vision's newest public service leadership course, which I believe some of you may have had the opportunity as well. It's a great group of those that are interested in getting into public service, whether that means through committee work, through running for office. I would encourage you, as you are looking out to fill committees, to connect with Polk Vision and see if they want to send out your, hey, I have this position open, because it has been a great resource for me in finding people that are genuinely interested in giving back and serving, as opposed to, you know, conning everyone who complains to you about something into serving on your committees, as I know many of us do. But it was a great experience. They had lots of great questions. This was their second year doing the program, and this class seemed very poised to to get involved today. So it was exciting to see their interest. The most exciting thing that's happened in Polk County this month, I will leave you on, is the Lady Blue Devils are the state champions for basketball. So that city proclamation will be in April. I think you all got an email today to recognize them. It was an incredible game. I'm not going to lie, towards the end, it had a little bit of a feel of our boys' state championship a couple years ago where we lost at the buzzer, but we came out on top. I will also mention that Superintendent Hyde did not make it. Therefore, he is never invited back because we won. So, but congratulations to the girls' basketball team at Winter Haven.
Thank you, Ms. Wyatt. Ms. Fields, you're recognized.
Thank you. Just a couple of things. I wanted to commend Superintendent Hyde and his team for the board retreat that we had. Was it last week? My weeks are running together. A couple of weeks ago. I appreciate you covering some of the things that I wanted to make sure that I was included in, since I won't be attending the one on April the 10th. I don't remember, and it might have been given to us as far as what's going to be on that agenda, but I would hope that the organization of the board is something that can be available when I'm available, because I really would like to have some input on that. And it's my understanding that we're getting ready to start the Hall of Fame again, I believe. So I'm very excited about that and what that's going to look like. I'm also excited about the About Face Award that's coming up on Friday, I believe. Thursday or Friday, my days run together. Friday, okay, I'm excited about that. So we have a lot of things going on this month. We're very busy, but I think that it's good busy. So that's all that I have.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Fields. Mr. Sharpless, you are recognized.
I'm glad I went after Board Member Wyatt because I had on my list to congratulate the Winter Haven Lady Blue Devils. But I feel like if I would have went in front of her and said that, I might have had flat tires when I left this place tonight because you certainly bleed blue and gold, Winter Haven Blue Devil. However, I do want to make sure that the Lady Blue Devils know that I congratulate them on their state championship. That's something that I know has been desired for many, many years, and I'm glad to see that you finally have achieved that. I truly believe athletics is one of the vehicles that help change kids' lives, along with other extracurricular activities. But achieving at the highest level is something that will be a memory I'm sure those young ladies will be talking about for many, many years to come. And so I want to make sure they understand that I congratulate them. A couple other things that I got to do since last board meeting. I want to personally thank tax collector Joe G. Tedder because of the investment that through a program he started has really impacted arts education here in Polk County. Art's another one of those vehicles that can really help foster the whole child and help give students self-confidence. But the program is Kids Tag Art. I was able to, along with board member Wyatt, able to attend the Kids Tag Art ceremony where they awarded a lot of different awards. We had a superintendent's pick, we had all sorts of different ones, but just being able to be there and see all those students being proud of their kid tag art. We even had the mascot for Legoland was there even. I mean, all sorts of stuff. A dog showed up. But in all seriousness, thank you. If you're watching, tax collector Joe G. Tedder, thank you for your investment into our youth in this community. And thank you all for any kind of donations you're giving towards the Kids Tag Art, because it's truly a great program. Last thing on my agenda, last week I was able to join Chair Allen and Board Member Keys in Tallahassee for the Florida School Board Association's Day in the Legislature. I've mentioned this on my social medias many times, but my number one priority was Senate Bill 296 and House Bill 261, which directly impact our school start times. I do believe that the legislators had a good, well-intentioned bill that went through session last time, making mandatory our school start times of 8 o'clock, no earlier than 8 o'clock for middle school, 8:30 for high school. However, when we get down to actually, the implementation of that, it would be very difficult for our district. And I will tell you, on the Senate side, it has passed all 3 committees. On the House side, it has passed 2 of 3 committees. And so it most likely will be taken onto the floor. I think it's a good thing that that the state will give us more flexibility in our school start times. I actually was able to go to a committee in the House as well as the Senate and waved in support of this legislation, and as well when we met with our representatives, making sure they understood where Polk County Public Schools stood in this legislation. I just want to make sure that it is noted that we advocated for that. And, again, part of that bill also is making sure we teach students about the dangers of sleep deprivation, making sure they get enough sleep. All that's really important. However, giving our district more flexibility in the start times. The later high school starts, that means the later your athletics will start after school. The later kids can go and students can go after school, and especially in the high school, and get jobs. Some of our students are helping to provide for their families. I mean, all sorts of things. It's just a lot of unintended consequences, and I just want to thank the legislators for advancing it through committee so far, and I am confident that we will see this legislation passed. So that's all I have. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sharpless. I'll keep my comments brief, and I'm just reflecting on Ms. Fields' comments and her sentiment and some of the messaging we heard tonight as well. And, if we juxtapose that in the context of the way that we started our meeting, is how I interpret this, is we saw student success, we heard student success from Ms. Hernandez and Natalie Hernandez and the incredible work that she's doing. I mean, when you read her bio, it's stunning. Just her engagement with the sciences and her passions around that, but then her ability to work in the art as well. And, we talk a lot about literacy, but we don't look at it from a technological standpoint. We're always looking at it from, just written language and, physically writing ideas. But in essence, her literacy skills go way beyond that. And the fact that she's engaging with these software platforms and, there's multiple languages inside that she's learning. And obviously she's a dual language student as well, but she's learning new languages as she's engaging in these software platforms, and the ability to storytell in that space is pretty incredible. So to me, that's student success, and that's what we're all about. So that to me is the value that's brought. And then just want to transition, obviously was noted about our FSBA engagement. Commissioner Manny Diaz was there with the FSBA school board members from across the state. I think there was approximately 125 school board members in attendance, and launched us into our lobbying efforts this past week, and it was great. Opportunity to collaborate, really look at our legislative platform, unify it, and then collectively work to create change and advocate for our public schools. I want to say thanks to State Board Chair Ben Gibson, who came in and spent some time with us as well. My daughter was with me as I scurried around the halls in the Capitol, and she's our artist. I've got 2 engineer-minded kids, and then my youngest is a brilliant little artist, so she was there advocating for art in any way that she could, which was pretty amazing. And then I want to say thanks to Wendy Dodge. Wendy Dodge is really what made it happen, and the work that she's doing, continued work that she's doing for the school district is amazing and commendable, so thank you for that. I do serve on the Florida School Board Association Board of Directors. I did enclose a bunch of documents in our work session, and I just want to draw attention to those and make sure I've shared out some of these valuable documents that came forward during that meeting. The first one was the Florida Policy Institute document, and this was basically the most recent Florida Child Wellbeing Index. And I've had several people ask me about, there was 2 Lakeland Now articles that were shared that had some statistical data in it, and they actually pulled it from the Florida Policy Institute document. So that one's there. I haven't had a chance to dig in to see, how they built their instrument to come up with that data, but I think that's a really good article for us, or research. And then basically was noting the overall child well-being, and then secondly, the county-by-county educational ranking. Also, the Florida Chamber document noted the migration trends in Florida. Would highly encourage you to look at that one. And then I enclosed several AI documents, one from the UF, University of Florida K-12 AI Task Force. That one's really guiding a lot of the principles that's attached to the FSBA AI IT Educational Ad Hoc Committee. So blending those two together it could really help us shape what we're doing with our AI policy work. Again, Ms. Pasco, thank you for the work that she's done around this and working with the Florida School Board Association Ad Hoc Committee. That's been valuable as well. And then lastly, I transitioned from Tallahassee to go to Atlanta, which was the national conference, and that's the coalition, or actually the consortium of school board, the state school board associations, and that was amazing as well. There's another document in there that has basically educational and legislative bills that are cropping up all across the state this legislative session. Really good one just to see, what's interesting to states. So those are my comments, and I appreciate all the work and the decision-making we've made tonight. And now we will transition to our public comment, our last item on the agenda. Just as noted before, there's an opportunity to sign up out front. You've got 3 minutes to speak. I will call your name, and you can come forward. We are here to hear from you. So Mr. Willie Mincy, you are first, Bishop Mincy, and then Victor Chandler, you had signed up second.
Good to see you. And I just want to say tonight that old saying say, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Cut off your nose to spite your face. You need it. The next thing I like to say is that I think that you all didn't thank careful Chair Allen back when y'all new members, and all of y'all knew except Miss Fields. She's y'all longest member. She got the most experience. Y'all didn't think about that. She could have navigated y'all through a lot of stuff because she's been around a long time. Sometimes our pride get in our way and it blinds us to the realities of things that could help us along the way. Some of the stuff I come here, y'all know I sit here. Every board meeting, y'all go round and round in circles on a lot of stuff that I think if you had her to kind of help you along the way, she could kind of get you through some places. And she done dealt with a whole lot of superintendents, and she got some stuff that would have helped you out a whole lot. But it's done now, and I don't know how much longer she's gonna be around here. She may be getting her bag packed. She might want to let y'all have it, praise the Lord. But whatever, but she's been a great woman, amen, in this district to help. And the superintendent, sometimes my heart goes out to him. Sometimes I don't know if y'all want him to be everything and some more too. I guess I told him, and I keep telling him, don't let y'all kill him now, 'cause y'all get rid of him and get you another one. That's how people operate. But he's done a lot of work, and he's doing a lot of staff doing a lot of work. And as was said tonight, the people that come here, y'all have to listen to all what they say, and they say some crazy stuff sometimes. And I don't appreciate, because I go to schools and I know what I see in schools. I don't go on by what they say. And as being an advocate for the district, I come to him with certain things because I want to know what is the truth. Because when I say something, I want to be able to say, this is the truth. I got it from this source, not from what I heard on the social media or whatever. Last thing I want to say to you all is this. All of these legislators, y'all go to Tallahassee, you need to see them wherever they is around here. Call them and say, I need to have a meeting with you, and take some of us with you, so the people in your community will be able to say to these men and women that have been elected, we need this to happen.
Thank you, Bishop Mincy. Next is Victor Chandler.
Victor Chandler, Eagle Lake, Florida. Now, I don't want you to get me wrong. This may be a very good contract, and I don't doubt that at all. What I'm asking you to do is simply tell the public the truth. Don't use an accounting procedure. Don't use a procedure to calculate the cost from last year by removing all those that didn't return, including those that retired, and replacing their salaries with beginning salary or any other salary. The thing that I'm asking you to do, what I say financial procedures, tell the public how much you actually spent on teachers' base salaries in 23-24. The projected amount spent on teacher salaries, 24-25. You do those two, subtract them, you have how much new reoccurring revenues you have to set aside for raises. Actual. The increase in cost of 23-24 due to hiring additional teachers. Don't use beginning salary, don't use average salary. There's better methods. The increase in the cost from 23-24 due to the increase in the salary schedule. That's important. The percent increase in the salary schedule from 23-24. That is the most important number that you can name. Because if that salary schedule is not increased by the cost of living, then the pay for that position loses to the cost of living. Never announce a pay raise without giving that number. The actual average base salary of a teacher in 23-24, the projected average base salary of a teacher in 24-25, subtract those two and you got the increase. The projected dollar increase in the average teacher base salary from 23-24. The projected percent increase in the average teacher salary. I heard 4.9% be used. Is the salary schedule, if I look at it, going to increase 4.9%? And you know, I know, no, it is not. I heard $26 million. Are you going to set aside $26 million more than you actually paid last year? And you and I both know the answer to that is no. I'm asking you to tell the public out here the truth. You can't use that. When you get into trouble is when you use that 4.9% to justify a raise for the superintendent or senior management. They are not calculated the same. And I think it's a felony to use those two without telling the public the truth.
Thank you, Mr. Chandler. All right, board members. Next order of business on our agenda is adjournment.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There being no further business, this meeting of the Polk County School Board is now adjourned. Thank you.